Hey everyone, Andrew Huzar here, Reiki Master and Medium from Huzar Reiki and Readings. Thank you last week for checking out part 1 of our Mercyhurst University episode. Now, go ahead and enjoy part 2, which shows our actual travel to the university and all of our exciting footage. Thanks.
Well, no, so specifically with this being Weber Hall, the grass is actually on that side, and that is the important piece related to that story. So this is Weber Hall, this is Old Main. So this would be the grassy area, the island in between is where that Mary statue now is, as well as this spot. Obviously the Mary statue was there, but the fountain wasn't always there. It used to be just all grass. That centerpiece, that's where the ring was supposedly buried, was over there. Some people said within like 20 to 30 feet of where the statue actually still stands. The statue has stood there in the exact same spot. That one has not moved. That one has really been there. All they did was when they built the fountain, they moved her temporarily and put her in the same exact spot.
So, Alex brought us to Mercyhurst University here, and he was awesome in pinpointing the grassy circle. However, we weren't able to get into the doors over here that he wanted to take us into through Weber. So instead, we walked around the front of the campus as Alex decided to take us over to Egan Hall to start our investigation. And right off the bat, like we talked about multiple times now, campus absolutely gorgeous. So this is Egan.
Yep.
We got up to the top floor in Egan, and Alex takes us down the hallway to show us a few different spots. Now you'll see a lot of different phenomena coming up here, and is what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the video run, and then I'm going to come back, slow things down, and go over things one by one.
Specifically shows this part because there's light. So this is the third floor of Egan. This is where the dorms. So being the third floor of Egan, when it used to be the dorms, this was roughly the place where stories most were said, was across the third floor. As it being the highest floor up, closest to what would be the tower, the fourth floor. So obviously now, as you can see, they're all offices. So things have changed quite a bit. But this is the area that if it was, it would be either down this hallway or down this hallway.
Is this the creepy elevator?
They've since updated it, but yes.
Even still is updated, that's still an old elevator.
Oh yeah.
Is that rubbing alcohol or holy water on that pedestal?
It's rubbing alcohol, but I thought it was water.
Because a cat, it wouldn't surprise me, but...
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
So what if that just bum rushed us?
Would be creepy. So we can attempt.
I'm down to attempt anything. I like the koala sign. So you probably saw quite a few different things happening there, and you're seeing some more still here. So I'm going to take this chance to go backwards here and kind of rewind and slow some things down. First up here, you'll notice the camera quality gets like shaky. I don't know what caused that. It could just be an issue with my camera, but I did want to point it out as something weird that happens only in this hallway. And then right off the bat here, you will see an orb slash light anomaly phenomena kind of come out of the wall and go up and around Alex. And then it appears to turn into an orb that kind of goes around his back there, before then dropping down his leg. And then looking around the corner here, the camera flash goes off because I took a picture. But before the flash, during, and after, there's this little light anomaly here kind of floating around that I originally thought was dust, but the way it moves made me think it might not be dust. I'm not an expert on what that could be, so definitely give me your theories, but it's not the only time it happened, as you'll see again here. And the way it comes before the flash, stays after, and then moves around is very interesting, especially as it happens again. And really cool, even Sean on his camera picked something up. And what's really cool with his is there's no flash around this, and it actually comes up from the bottom of the screen and then hangs around about neck length with me. And then, of course, there's this picture I took here where you can clearly see one orb on the right and then two possible fate orbs on the left. This was one of the pictures taken during those flash moments. So definitely a lot of orb activity we captured, as well as some possible orbs.
It's called the Trinity Park, and it has been said, and I don't know how true it is, but people said that they've seen people walking across this area and disappearing. So almost like an apparition. Like they see them walking from like this tree.
And then, if you saw quickly, there is a super quick light anomaly phenomena orb. I have no idea what it is. Zoom across the screen, even going in 20 and 10% slow-mo, it still just blazes. As you can see it here, as I slowed it down even more, how fast it's moving. So, I kept zooming in, slowing down. This is a screen grab of it at the farthest zoom I could get. Could it be a bug? It could, but I wanted to point it out just with everything we experienced, and that this was a new area. Wanted to point out that this little anomaly or orb possibility here flying around us.
Past the clock, and they don't see them past that tree. So like they've seen them in like isolated this area, and there's something with that fountain over there, but we'll talk about it when we get to the fountain. But like I said, this area has been said, but I've never seen any substantiated claims. I've never actually witnessed it myself, but this is one of those things that people have said, and it's been like the urban legend of the campus. You tell other freshmen and things, so I don't know how true it is, but the clock hang out there till midnight. Yeah, it was worth pointing out that like this is something that has been said before. Not really noteworthy, but interesting. So that's the all boys dorm over there, Macaulay. In my working time there, it is one of the creepiest places I've ever felt. I felt, when working there, I always felt claustrophobic and like I wasn't alone, even though I was the only one in the building. That it has a creepy feeling, and because it is a dorm, it's typically locked, so we can't go in there, but that is one of the few buildings on campus that I've always felt uncomfortable in. So it's just worth noting and mentioning. Same with actually Baldwin Hall, which is the all-girls dormitory, which is right up here. I felt less creepy than I did in Macaulay, but I always felt like there was someone else there, even when I was all by myself. So take that as you will. I don't know if it's just me feeling weird, but in general, both of those, you never truly feel alone.
And Alex was doing an awesome job showing us some other places that we didn't know were legends, including this fountain here.
So, supposedly, and I don't know how true this is because I don't have any history, but apparently someone was buried beneath this fountain. I don't know who. I don't know why. But that has been the thing since 2008, 2007, like when was this? What in 97, so since the mid-2000s, this has been the belief that someone is buried beneath it. I don't know who. I don't know why. I don't know what, but it's worth mentioning that this is one of those not big enough that it shows up on the forums, but it's one of those within the campus local legends worth mentioning. But yeah, it was one of those, you need to see it to explain it, because if I just said, there's a fountain on campus, you'd be like, what are you talking about? This is what I'm saying. Supposedly, underneath the actual center is where they're buried. At one point, they said that the ring was buried there with him. Really? So that it would no longer hurt anyone, but again, I don't believe that one at all. So, as I said before, this area used to be a grove, trees, but if you notice, you can see the fence over there. Right along the fence is the now sidewalk that is the Mercy walkway that goes all the way up. But this whole area going up would have been that grove, and this is where people had claimed back in the early days, before it was a field, before there was the ward building, people would say that they could see a nun walking between the trees in the evening. Considering the mother house is right up the hill, it's believable that it could have been an actual nun, but a lot of people claim that it was the spirit of a nun who died at the mother house, who really loved the trees, and like, I don't remember what fruit they were, but they were a fruit-bearing tree, and she would pick the fruit. So that was one of the beliefs. But when it was turned into the lacrosse field, the legend still existed, but by the time the ward building was built, the legend had gone on to in obscurity, so people didn't know about it when they lived here, because it had been so long. So but yeah, this is the area. Specifically, it's always been said right around here between the high school's right up there, so it's always been between the high school and the mother house, so it's right in this area. That's why I specifically wanted to come up here rather than walk the walkway, because it's in this area that's always been said that she could be seen. Interesting that when the school took it, that they buried it there so that the rumor would continue out front and no one would go looking for it, but it was actually buried right there, which is why Mary looks over the building and looks over that spot, just to be safe. So this is the chapel, by the way.
I assume so.
If Old Main was truly fully unlocked and everything, I would have taken you in there, because itself, it's part of the legend, but equally, something that I thought was interesting and worth noting if we could. This, if you remember, Andrew, touring the cathedral, and remember how they had the catacombs beneath the church where some of the priests and bishops were buried?
Yeah.
Well, same kind of feeling, but it wasn't a burial spot. It was like a separate mini chapel off of the main chapel, is right here. It's set apart from the rest of the chapel, and it feels heavy. It feels different when you're inside. Like, I don't know what it is, but you feel a different kind of feeling when you're in that part versus the overall larger chapel. So I don't know what it is. Obviously, if everything was open right now, I would definitely take you in there so you could see like what I'm talking about. But
In that part of the chapel, was there any lodging or?
nope. It was always it was kind of like in a traditional church, they call it like a sanctuary, like an extra sacred spot where you like kept the host and things like that. That's what it would have been. It would have been like a private sanctuary for like the nuns to pray separate from everyone else. But again, I don't know.
One of the legends I read said that the ring was kept in like an extra room in the chapel,
It would have been here.
with the heavy feeling.
Yeah.
As we wrapped up, we took a few more looks at the chapel, but absolutely gorgeous campus, and we got some truly incredible footage caught on camera when we went back through everything. Alex then drove us to a nice secluded spot where we could give our final thoughts. Welcome, folks. We just finished our walk around Mercyhurst. Alex, where did you take us?
Pretty much anywhere I could. Yeah, so when we came, it was the middle end of summer, so it was also a weekend, so every building wasn't open, so some of them we couldn't go into. Obviously, there are also places that I did mention during the episode that likely would not be able to go to, like the basement in Egan. Like, I'd love to be able to take you there, but I can't do that. So,
But his mom can, so she's picking us up afterwards.
but yeah, it's took you all over. There were a couple other things that we didn't talk about in the actual episode that did come up. So, yeah. So, it's all good.
Someone else shut the door. So I think my favorite spot was Egan. That was the first one we went into, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Walking around there was really cool. On a couple of the videos, there may have been an orb or something going by, but I can't tell on the phone. I'll have to enlarge it and slow it down because I don't know if it was an orb or like a scratch on the screen. Could go either way with the position that it was. I didn't see any nuns or any ghostly nuns walking around. Energy-wise, it felt kind of neutral, kind of just plain Jane. Didn't feel anything spooky, like anyone was walking with us or like hanging out with us. But I am interested to go back and check out our pictures and those video clips. By you, Sean.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much the same for me. I know we weren't in Old Main long, so it's probably say Egan. Creepiest thing about it was turning a corner and there being a random statue there just looking at you. A lot of those around corners. Very neutral. I don't know if it's because it is traditionally, a Catholic environment. I don't know if the spirituality is something that makes it feel a little more peaceful. Didn't feel anything dark, just normal place. Once again, as I said previously, I don't know how much of it is being desensitized because been in this place for years of my life, so just another building I'm walking into. But it'll be exciting if we see anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard for me to say what my favorite part is because I spent so much time here. Definitely, I don't know how much was actually recorded of some of the things I said during our walking tour, but there are some locations that we just would not ever have access to unless we were working here or students here. But there were definitely some areas that I had personally felt more issues with, but we just couldn't go to them today. So whether they ever get answered or not, we'll never know. But yeah,
I did like all of the fake ring spots, and that each one was debunked as being a rumor that the university started to block out the real ring burial.
I have no idea where the ring is.
Someone from the school hawked it.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
Somebody knows where it is.
That's how we got some of those benches and selfie spots.
It's in that sanctuary in the chapel. There's a box. It's tucked away in there.
It's how they were able to afford the Adirondack chair.
Is it like the end of Indiana Jones 1? Like just a giant storeroom full of boxes, and one of them just happens to be the ring?
But in this one, it's just boxes full of boxes. There's even a box-shaped man.
And a man-shaped box.
I did like even just walking around. The grounds are such good taken care of that it is even just a nice place to walk. We didn't see an all black dog, but we did see a black and white dog, so I'll count that as a black dog onto our list. But it is a good place to bring your doggos for a walk. You might encounter a ghostly nun.
Or you might encounter students who haven't seen their pets in months and want to pet your dog.
Yeah.
Could go either way. Yeah. Or you could see a ghostly nun who hasn't seen her dog in generations and wants to play with your dog.
Or it's a nun walking a hellhound. You never know.
You never know.
No, but I love it. Great little place tucked in Erie. I would be super interested to know if there are any other new ring spots that people have come up with. So if you're a current student here,
Under the ice rink.
there is a circle in the middle of it.
Circle marks the spot.
50-yard line.
What if the ring was turned into the ring on the ice? Now, I did actually hear that one of them was that it was buried under the football field. But
Awesome.
that was years ago, and I was like, there's no way that one's true.
I mean, it would explain a lot about Mercyhurst's football team.
That's fair.
No, but great place. Any final thoughts from anybody?
If you're a local Erie resident and you're looking for a weirdly landlocked but very beautiful campus that doesn't feel like Erie, you got to check out Mercyhurst campus. It is surprisingly serene and nice looking when you come to it.
And surprisingly really quiet for being right next to 38th Street.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
No, very nice. Very, very nice. Very gorgeous. I agree. Definitely come walk around. Bring your doggo. Bring a cat. I guess you could bring a cat as well for a little walk.
Sure, why not?
Bring your pet rock.
I'll say
We don't judge.
Sydney was on here. My pet rat was on this campus a lot too.
Just don't bring a pet skunk.
Yes, please don't.
Well, I think that does it for this episode. Come back next time. We'll be talking about some more places, and hopefully we'll be doing some more traveling soon.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Stay in the light.